Today, I am going to present to you natural star Nani's latest movie, Hit the Third Case. The movie is filled with great action and gripping tension that will surpass your imagination. Without further ado, let's begin today's movie explanation. The story begins with a major award ceremony organized by the police department, where a martyred female officer named Tanya Mohan is being honored posthumously for saving many innocent lives at the cost of her own. Immediately after this, the scene shifts to the main character, Arjun Sarkar, played by Nani, who is a highly skilled SP, Superintendent of Police. While those who have seen the previous films are familiar with his personality, the situation here is entirely different. We see the police department itself taking Arjun to court in handcuffs. While news channels hail Tanya Mohan as a hero, they simultaneously label Arjun Sarkar as a dangerous criminal. In court, Arjun's lawyer requests 2 days to prove his innocence and asks the judge to send him directly to central jail for his own safety, a request that the judge grants. Meanwhile, a distressed woman arrives at a police station reporting that her 9-month-old daughter is missing. When Arjun is taken to central jail, the environment is extremely hostile because many inmates he previously arrested are waiting to kill him. However, before they can act, an influential veteran criminal protects Arjun, takes him to his cell, and gives him a knife for self-defense, curiously asking how such a famous officer ended up in such a miserable state. Arjun then begins to recount the mysterious story that led him to prison, taking the plot into a flashback. The scene opens in a deep forest where Arjun is seen feeding a large vulture. Shockingly, he has a man hanging upside down from a tree. Arjun brutally slits the man's throat and records the murder on camera, appearing like a cold-blooded killer. The reason behind this act and its connection to the martyred officer and the missing child are mysteries that unfold later. After the murder, Arjun arrives at the Homicide Intervention Team building in Visakhapatnam and meets DGP Nageshwar Rao. It is revealed that Arjun was recently transferred there, and as he is introduced to his new team, his psycho behavior makes a female officer named Varsha suspicious of him. When the body he killed is discovered in the forest, Arjun pretends to investigate the crime he himself committed, acting as though he is desperately searching for the killer. Back in home, Arjun has a distant and cold relationship with his father, who is desperate to see him married. His father eventually uses a matrimonial site behind Arjun's back to set up a meeting with a girl named Mridul. When Mridul meets Arjun at his office, he realizes his father's scheme, but after talking to her, he finds himself genuinely liking her, marking her as the first woman he has truly opened his heart to. However, the story soon takes another dark turn. We see Arjun back in that same forest, once again preparing to kill a man by hanging him upside down from a tree and setting up a camera to record the act. At that very moment, Varsha, an officer from Arjun's team, launches a surprise raid. Pointing a gun at Arjun's head, Varsha reveals that she had been following him from the very first day and has finally caught him red-handed. But Arjun Sarkar is exceptionally clever and powerful. He quickly lunges at Varsha, overpowers her, snatches the gun from her hand, and eventually strikes her until she loses consciousness. When Varsha regains consciousness, she witnesses Arjun finishing off the second individual and recording the murder. Distraught by the sight, Varsha tells Arjun that he is not fit to be a police officer. Enraged by her words, Arjun begins to reveal the real truth, explaining that the man he just killed was no ordinary person, but a heinous criminal who had preyed on many innocent small children. To uncover the mystery of why Arjun killed him so brutally and why he has committed 2 such murders so far, the story shifts back into a flashback once again. This part of the story begins several years ago in Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir, where Arjun Sarkar was stationed. Upon reaching a crime scene after receiving news of a murder, Arjun sees the body of a man hanging upside down from a tree. Recognizing the peculiar nature of the crime, Arjun realizes there is a much larger connection behind this killing. During the investigation, he finds tire tracks from a Bolero vehicle at the site. Later, the post-mortem report reveals a shocking fact. 3 vital organs are missing from the dead body. Understanding the gravity of the situation, Arjun deepens his investigation and eventually locates the killer's hideout. Although the killer and his associates try to escape upon seeing the police, Arjun manages to capture them all. After bringing them to the station, Arjun searches the killer's phone and finds videos that leave him stunned. The videos show the criminal killing another person in the exact same manner, hanging them upside down from a tree, slitting their throat, and recording the entire incident. Arjun struggles to understand why someone would hang a person upside down, slit their throat, and remove 3 specific organs while filming the act. While Arjun is pondering these details, he sees a news report on the station's television. It reports that a murder has occurred in the state of Bihar following the exact same pattern, and the Bihar police have already arrested the culprit. Arjun realizes that a specific plan or pattern is at work behind all these separate murders. To get to the root of everything, Arjun travels directly to Bihar. His head spins during the investigation when he learns that 13 more murders have occurred in Bihar in the exact same way, each involving victims hung upside down from trees, their throats slit, and 3 organs missing. Arjun attempts to extract information from the arrested prisoner, but learns that the criminal's father is coming to attack the station with a large mob to break his son out of police custody. Seeing the situation turn dire, Arjun quickly returns to Srinagar with the criminal. However, upon arriving in Srinagar, the situation becomes even more complicated. Arjun finds the local public erupting in protest against him, demanding that he be sent back to South India. In reality, the people Arjun had arrested were activists of the so-called Azad Kashmir movement, and because of this, the locals began to vehemently oppose Arjun in support of the criminals. Many people in Kashmir took to the streets in support of those criminals and began a fierce protest against Arjun Sarkar. The situation escalated to the point where they even burned an effigy of Arjun. However, since Arjun is mentally very strong and possesses a somewhat psycho temperament, he was not intimidated at all. He entered the agitated crowd alone with a stick and began to beat everyone ruthlessly. Seeing his fierce form, no one had the courage to stand against him. During this confrontation, Arjun noticed a specific tattoo on one man's hand. That tattoo reminded him that the killers he had caught earlier also had similar tattoos on their hands. However, the tattoos on those killers clearly had the letters CTK written on them. Not only that, during a search of the Srinagar killer's house, Arjun's police team had recovered a knife, which also had CTK engraved on it. Seeing the same mysterious code everywhere, Arjun became certain that a massive evil force was operating behind all these murders. Continuing his investigation, Arjun discovered that CTK was actually an extremely dangerous website on the dark web. Its full form was Capture, Torture, Kill. It was essentially a secret hideout for twisted, psychopathic killers. To become a member of this website, a killer had to hang at least 2 people upside down from a tree, murder them brutally by slitting their throats, and upload the recorded video of the entire killing to the website. Only after uploading 2 murder videos would they be admitted as members of this demonic group. Arjun further learned that the members of this CTK group meet once a year at a secret location for a meeting, and the time for that meeting was drawing very close. This was why various psycho killers across the country were committing such murders and making videos in hopes of gaining membership. However, amidst this investigation, danger loomed for Arjun. The person who was being treated in the hospital after being beaten by him died. On the other hand, the Srinagar killer committed suicide by shooting himself inside the jail to escape Arjun's torture and to ensure Arjun couldn't extract any more information. These incidents sparked intense public outrage in Kashmir, and the matter took a political turn. As a result, Arjun was directly transferred from Srinagar to Vishakhapatnam. Even after coming to Vishakhapatnam, Arjun did not back down. He devised a daring plan to catch this entire gang. He decided that to catch the mastermind of this gang, he would have to pose as a member himself. It was for this membership that Arjun had recorded and uploaded 2 murder videos to that website, which we saw at the beginning of the movie. After hearing Arjun's entire story, Varsha realized that Arjun was actually trying to destroy a major enemy of society. Varsha then joined forces with Arjun, and together they began to track the group. During this, Varsha noticed that a young man had uploaded a murder video to the website. Varsha quickly identified the location and informed Arjun. Arjun realized that to gain membership, the youth would have to commit a second murder, and they had to catch him before that second killing took place. They learned that the murder location was Jaipur, Rajasthan. Arjun reached Jaipur with his team, and after a long effort, captured the killer youth. Exactly at that time, Arjun received a message that his own uploaded videos had been approved by the website. In other words, Arjun Sarkar had now officially become a member of that terrifying CTK group. Arjun Sarkar received an invitation to attend the meeting of the CTK group. Not wanting to miss this opportunity, Arjun went directly to DGP Nageshwar Rao and asked for final permission to carry out this ultra-secret operation. For this mission, Arjun took his trusted companion Varsha and another team member, Divakar. However, for their safety and to monitor the operation, the DGP sent a special officer with them. Upon seeing that special officer, Arjun was stunned with surprise because the officer was none other than Mrudal, Arjun's lover. To confirm Arjun's true identity, Alpha brings the captive Diwakar before everyone and orders Arjun to kill him with his own hands. Arjun faces a dire crisis, but he acts with intelligence. Instead of killing Diwakar, he begins to beat him so inhumanely and ruthlessly that Alpha is finally forced to believe Arjun is not a cop, but a genuine CTK member. Later, taking a secret moment, Arjun meets Diwakar and reassures him, promising to rescue every captive unharmed. Following this, Arjun assumes a terrifying form and single-handedly charges at the massive gang, sending nearly 150 armed members to their deaths. This battle in the movie was exceptionally brutal and harrowing, with Arjun Sarkar facing the deranged killers alone. This action sequence stands as one of the best and most breathtaking parts of the film. However, since the CTK members were also incredibly frenzied and cruel, Arjun himself is severely injured while fighting them. At this point, a great surprise is revealed. The massive vulture seen at the beginning of the movie, which Arjun used to feed, flies directly to Mridul and the rest of the police team. In reality, Arjun had cleverly attached a radio transmitter to the vulture's body. When Arjun sends a signal using Alpha's walkie-talkie from the hideout, the transmitter helps Mridul and her team pinpoint Arjun's exact location, and they rush to the scene. Inside the hideout, Arjun has by then eliminated almost all the killers and finally manages to capture Alpha. Arjun reveals a devastating truth to Alpha. The killer he caught in Jaipur was actually Alpha's own younger brother, and Arjun had already killed him in jail. Hearing the news of his brother's death, Alpha completely breaks down, and a look of absolute terror appears on his face. However, Arjun shows him no mercy and kills Alpha in an extremely brutal and ruthless manner. After this mission, Arjun uncovers a bone-chilling truth during his investigation. He realizes that the CTK group did not have these psycho killers commit murders merely for demonic pleasure. Instead, there was a deep and dark commercial motive behind it. When they killed someone, they created a gruesome environment so that the victim would be in an extreme state of terror before death. Scientifically, in moments of intense fear, specific hormones become active, and the body releases a large amount of dopamine. The killers would harvest 3 specific hormonal organs from the victims in that terrified state and smuggle them to a major pharmaceutical company in Sweden. That company extracted essences from these organs to manufacture extremely expensive and powerful drugs, similar to Viagra, which were sold at high prices to billionaires worldwide. Arjun also discovers that the mastermind of this entire international organ trafficking ring is Samuel Joseph, who laundered the massive sums of illegal money through a reputable Indian company to make it appear legal. Once Arjun finishes telling his story, a terrifying truth is revealed. The mastermind, Samuel Joseph, is none other than the elderly inmate in the central jail to whom Arjun has been speaking this entire time. Arjun knew exactly who he was talking to from the start, and at that very moment, he uses the sharp knife Samuel himself had given him to kill the mastermind instantly, putting a permanent end to the notorious criminal ring. This resolution also clarifies the mystery of the martyred officer Tanya Mohan seen at the beginning of the movie. While undercover among the captives to rescue them, Tanya had discovered that the killers planned to murder the prisoner in cell number 3 first for their ritual. Realizing that the 9-month-old baby was in that cell, Tanya heroically swapped her cell number 8 tag with the baby's cell number 3 tag. As a result, the killers took and brutally murdered Tanya instead of the infant. Arjun, who was undercover among the gang at the time, witnessed this sacrifice, which was why she was posthumously honored with the Gallantry Award. In this way, every thread of the story converges as Arjun Sarkar successfully destroys the Dark Empire. However, the story does not end there. A post-credit scene introduces a new police officer in Chennai, ACP Veerapan. While inspecting a truck, Veerapan discovers 6 dead bodies, a mysterious crime that serves as a major teaser for Hit 4. This thrilling conclusion brings the story of Hit 3 to a close. If you liked this explanation, please like and share. And if you are new to the channel, do not forget to subscribe. Thank you.